Contubernal. Noun. One who occupies the same tent. A tent fellow. Comrade. The thought of Percy Pruitt as my contubernal causes me to break out in hives. From the Personal Dictionary of Caroline Trent. Hampshire, England. July the 3rd, 1814. Caroline Trent hadn't meant to shoot Percival Pruitt, but she had, and now he was dead. Or at least she thought he was dead. There was certainly enough blood. It was dripping from the walls, it was splattered on the floor, and the bedclothes were stained quite beyond redemption. Caroline didn't know very much about medicine, but she was fairly certain a body couldn't lose that much blood and still live. She was in big trouble now. "Damn," she muttered. Although she was a gentlewoman, she hadn't always been raised in particularly gentle circumstances, and her language occasionally left a bit to be desired. "You stupid man," she said to the body on the floor. "Why did you have to lunge at me like that? Why couldn't you have left me well enough alone? I told your father I wasn't going to marry you. I told him I wouldn't marry you if you were the last idiot in Britain." She nearly stamped her foot in frustration. Why was it her words never came out quite the way she intended them to? "What I meant to say was that you are an idiot," she said to Percy, who, not surprisingly, didn't respond, "and that I wouldn't marry you if you were the last man in Britain, and, oh, blast, what am I doing talking to you anyway? You're quite dead." Caroline groaned. What the devil was she supposed to do now? Percy's father was due to return in just 2 short hours, and it didn't require an Oxford degree to deduce that Oliver Pruitt would not be pleased to find his son dead on the floor. "Bother your father," she ground out. "This is all his fault anyway. If he hadn't been so obsessed with catching you an heiress." Oliver Pruitt was Caroline's guardian, or at least he would be for the next 6 weeks, until she reached her 21st birthday. She had been counting down the days until August the 14th, 1814, ever since August the 14th, 1813, when she had turned 20. Just 42 days to go. 42 days, and she would finally have control of her life and her fortune. She didn't even want to think about how much of her inheritance the Pruitts had already run through. She tossed her gun onto the bed, planted her hands on her hips, and stared down at Percy.